Mm, yes, friends. Sorry for the interruption. It was not in my control. Anyways, come back. What a beautiful portion of Taittiriya Upanishad we are trying to study. Just once, let us chant the Shanti mantra to bring our minds back to concentration. Om Shanno Mitraha Sham Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi Shanno Vishnurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmavadisham Rutamavadisham Satyamavadisham Tanmamavet Tadvaktaramavet Avenmam Avedvaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The topic under discussion, in that we have seen असन्नेव स भवति असद् ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेत वेद संतमेनं ततो विदुरिति. It is a first basic starting point of spirituality. If he starts with Brahman is not at all there, then he will be a Purushartha Sambandhi. He will not do the Purushartha which takes him to Brahman. Therefore, not only he will not reach Brahman, he will do all the things opposite to the Brahma Prapti Purushartha, which will destroy him. Therefore, he is called as Asat Purusha, because he will not follow the Varnashrama Vyavastha, which is mentioned only to get qualification for the Brahma Prapti. On the other hand, Asti Brahmeti Chet Veda, not only he will become Purushartha Sambandhi, he will also practice all the Varnashrama Vyavastha. Then in that way also is called as Santamenam Tato Viduhu. And then through that Varnashrama Vyavastha, because in Purushartha Sambandha, he will become purified in his heart. Definitely he will do the higher Purushartha of discovering Parabrahma. He will discover also, and he will be certified also by all the Brahmagyanis that Santam Enam Tataha Viduhu. So that was the first topic we saw. Second topic, we have come into the discussion about Brahmanaha that so kamayata bahusyam praja yeti satapotapyata. Mm, mm. This wonderful important mantra we have taken up for study. In this also, mm, and other discussions regarding asti nasti, gachati na gachati, samashnute va na samashnute, we were discussing. Now the deep contemplation is going on these one by one points. So kamayata. So saha akashadi karanarupa parabrahma akamayata. He only has desired. What is his desire? Bahusyam. Bahu prabhutam syam bhaveyam. So he desired to become many. Difference between his desire and our desire, we have to be very, very clear, sharp in understanding. We are bound by our desires. That doesn't mean Brahman is bound by the desire. Our desires are to become complete. His desires are to express already existing completeness. Our desires are to gain something. His desire is not to gain anything. Like that, some 8 9 points we have seen. Therefore, in desiring as well as in creating the world, Brahman is not bound by his desire or creation, just like we, the Jivas, limited, are bound by our limited selfish desires and our own actions born out of those desires. The topic has to be very thoroughly. And all this is discussed because we are seeing the world other than Brahman. We are in our own this worldly experience. The Guru Shruti Mata wants to give us the Brahma Anumoti. Therefore, to lift us to their level of understanding from the level where we are, to satisfy us for our sake, these explanations are given that for the Srushti it was Brahman who alone was there before Srushti. He was the cause in this process of creation. And like in our parlance common, without desire nothing is done. Therefore, Paramatma also has done Kamitavanu, Kamayita Bhutva. So that is so Kamayata explained. Then Bahusyam, that was second. What was his desire? Let me become many. Let me not get something which I didn't have. That is your and our limitations. That we don't have everything, so we need something, so we desire for something. Brahman has nothing other than him, he being infinite. There is no other thing for him to desire for. Therefore, if at all any desire is possible in Brahman, it should be within only. And any desire is of that which we have not possessed. Brahman is in oneness now. He is not in the expression of manyness. Therefore, obviously, the ones like you and I are in the manyness. What could be our ultimate desire? Oneness. That is why anything we see, we want it to become ours, become ours. That's how we desire for it and we possess it. We are already seeing the many. Therefore, for us, obvious desire is to become one. The Lord is already one without second. Therefore, his desire cannot be already that which it is. That is one without second. Then what is the other option left for the Lord to have desire? Bahusyama, may become many. So by these two sentences, a good, very powerful Vedantic thought is conveyed to us. The desire of us, the jivas who are seeing multiplicity, is to discover the one. And in that multiplicity, there is a bondage. In oneness only, there is liberation. Therefore, we seek to become one or discover one. Brahman already is in liberated stage, and he is also in the experience of one without second. Now he, for the passing of time, entertainment only, he desired to become many. Again, he, when he becomes many, he will not be bound like you and I were already in manyness. Because in being many, we have forgotten one. Brahman, when he, with his desire, expresses as many, he will not forget his oneness. Therefore, our manyness, as it binds us, it will not bind the Brahma when he expresses as many. Be very careful about this thought. So, with this, so Kamayata Bahusyam, they stand explained. Then, how you can become a many without yourself entering to something or getting modified, because the Brahman cannot be changed or modified. Then the answer given is Prajayeya. Through the begetting of children, I'll become many by creating Praja. Immediately Shankara Bhagavan came to our help and said, this becoming many through Praja of Brahman is not like a father becoming many through his children. In the case of father getting children or mother parents, children are always different, away from the parents. In that way, when the Brahma creates many, it is not that the created many are even ones apart from Brahman. Then how to sort out this one? Then the answer given is therefore the creation means expression of unmanifest Nama Rupa into manifestation. That's all. So this is how Sokamayata Bhashyam Prajayeya. These three things are explained. Now, the most important thing in this is what? The creation, though expression of Parabrahma in the Rupa and Nama form, in that Rupa Namatmaka Jagat, there is no place where Brahman is not there at any time, in any situation, at any place, condition. That was the very sublime topic or paragraph which we studied yesterday and day before also. When we go through the chanting of that part of Bhashyam, you will understand it. Then from there, we take up to the next topic. What is that? Satapo, Tapyata, ityadi topics. Each of these lines of Upanishad, this particular Anuvaka, are worthy of deep listening, deep contemplation, deep understanding. Then we will understand what is spirituality, what is Vedanta, what is Brahma Tattva, what is Ekameva Advitiyam, what is Mithyatva of the Jagat, what is actually the dhyana to be done, what is the final experience to be gained. To all these most crucial spiritual questions, this understanding of these paras, every line gives an answer. So, through this analysis so far, कि Brahman, one without second, himself desired to become many by appearing as children through, children means praja, prajati, through expression of the unmanifest Rupanama into the manifestation, and in and to that Rupanama, there is not even an iota of place or at the time or situation where Brahman is not in them. So then what are the Rupanama? It's only the Kalpita on Parabrahma. An iota of Parabrahma also is not reduced. A little of gold also is not reduced. And yet a non-existing, non-independent Rupanama on the gold is imagined, and we call them as ornaments. Then the ornaments become so real as if there is no gold at all. In the same way, non-independent Rupanama, which have manifested on Parabrahma, given so much importance by us that we forget the Brahman itself. Then who is Brahman? My own essential self. And what is Panchakoshas? A Rupanama on my own self. What am I doing now? Totally getting lost in this Panchakosha, as was said by Rama yesterday, with Ahanta and Mamata. What is the consequence of this Panchakosha only I am, and that real myself, Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, that is even forgotten only. It is not even cared, it is totally neglected only. That is the cause of all bondage. And the Rupa Nama never stay the same all the time. They go on modifying, they never give her the infinitude. Therefore, constantly the inner misery going on in every jiva. Okay, now that beautiful paragraph I'll go through just chanting only, as you have already studied yesterday, day before. Just listen. What it says here is therefore, Narayana, nahi atmanah anyat anatmabhutam tat pravibhakta desha kalam sukshmam vyavahitam viprakrishtam bhutam bhavishyadva vastu vidyate. So the main sentence is nahi atmanah anyat anatma bhutam vastu vidyate. There is no thing other than the atma, the anatma vastu existing. In some other place, at some other kala, subtler than it, then separate from it. Vyavahitam means viprakrishtam is far away from it. In the past, bhutam, bhavishyat, in the future, at any time. Therefore, in all the times past and present and future, every vastu which is said by or considered by us other than Brahma, was never other than Brahma, it was Brahma. Timings we have said. And also in all the places in the entire cosmos, whatever because of attention paid to name and form, we thought it to be other than Brahma, it was never other than Brahma. And then there's nothing Sukshmam than Brahma to become Karana. Nor there is anything which is separate from the Brahma, covering that Brahma. So Vyavahitam is separated. Viprakrishtam is far off taken away. Bhutavavat Bhavishyata in the past, present, future. Then, and also, there is no Vastu Sukshmam than him, other than Brahmana. Therefore, reverse karo isi point ko. The reverse kare to ato ataha. This is the crux of the entire sentence. Ataha nama rupe sarvavaste brahmana eva atmavati. In all avasthas, every nama rupa, inherently in them, they have Brahma Vastu only as their Atma, without which they don't exist at all. This is the second beautiful thing. First beautiful thing is, other than Brahman, there is no Anatma Vastu in different places, timing, subtler, separate, covering Brahma. Therefore, from this side we see the second sentence is every vastu is a Brahmana eva atmavati bhavati. Brahma alone is an Atma in that. Now the third one is more important, but this Brahma vastu is not having them as Atma in such a manner that this Brahma vastu cannot exist without them. No. So Brahman is there. There is no vastu other than Brahman. If at all any vastus are there, they have Brahman alone is an Atma. In the pure Brahman, none of them are required nor they are existing. Jagad Vilakshanam Brahma, Brahmanonyat Nakinchana, Brahmanyat Bhati Chet Yat Kinchita, Mithya, Yata Maru Marichika. If these three things we can try to grasp, again I will repeat, pure Brahman alone is there. Other than him, there is no Vastu apart from him, independent than him, in any Desha Kala Ityal. If at all any Vastus you and I see, for all of those Vastus of Rupanama, the Atman is Brahman only. Without Brahma, they cannot. So without Brahma as an Atma, no Vastu can exist. But the Brahman need not have them as an Atma in such a way that without the Rupanama, Brahma cannot exist. ऐसा नहीं है. So pure gold alone is there. There is nothing other than it called as any ornament. If any of the ornaments called Rupanama are seen, any number of them, all of them have the gold only as Atma. So gold eva Atmavati. All the ornaments. Second point. Third, but that ornamentation is not a compulsion or necessity for the gold to exist. So ornaments are not the Atma of the gold. So gold is not ornamentena Atmavati. But all ornaments are goldena Atmavanti Bhavati. Bhavanti. If these can be sorted out with more deeper contemplation, then we understand position of Rupanama, position of Parabrahma. And where the Rupanama have come from? Within only. That is called the inherent Shakti of Bhagavan to express as infinite Rupanama, yet he himself is not touched by them. That Rupanama, infinite, can be in the Veshti, in the Samashti, in the Stula, in the Sukshma, in the Karana. अब आपको आंख कान खोल कर देखो सुनो तो जो कुछ भी दिख रहा है ऑल दिस भगवान के माया शक्ति से भगवान के ही अलग अलग रूप है. There is no thing which is not having their its Atma as Brahman. Brahma Atma alone is there as an Atma to everyone. Atma Brahmana eva Atmavati bhavanti. ब्रह्म है उन सबके आत्मा है. इस सेंटेंस का ये मेन अर्थ है. Okay, therefore tabhyam cha. Now the next step is more crucial. Tabhyam cha upadibhyam. with Rupanama as the Upadhi. When Rupanama is said as Upadhi, स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण व्यष्टि समष्टि सारे उसमें आ गए हैं. So with these two as Upadhi, through the medium of Jnana, Jneya, Jnatru, Jnatru, Jneya, Jnana, so to Shabda, so to Artha Adi. Sarva Samvyavahara Bhaka Brahma. So, actual Vyavahara, therefore, on the Brahman only happening in the expression of Jnatru Jnana Jneya and also in the form of Sarva, Nama and Rupa. But in the pure Brahman, this Vyavahara is not at all there. But wherever any Vyavahara is there, like I am a Jnata, so there is a cloth Gneyam, then I am having the Jnana, and that cloth is a name given to a Vastu cloth. In all these five, a Vastu, its name, its form, and the knowledge of that Vastu, the knower of the knowledge of that Vastu, in and through all, what is existing is Parabrahma only. बिना परब्रह्म का न रूप है वस्तु का, न नाम है वस्तु का, न ज्ञान है वस्तु का, न वस्तु है ज्ञेय बनकर न ज्ञाता है. So one Brahman alone is playing Jnatru Jnana Jneya. One Brahman alone is playing Aneka Aneka Rupa and Nama. This is what deeply we have to enter into meditation. There is no greater, higher occupation than this. Then who can do all that? Whose minds, like your minds, are calm, quiet, not pulled right from the morning getting up till the night into the worldliness. How cute your minds are that early morning you are coming to listen to this sublime Vedanta. Millions and millions at this time are in so many worries, anxieties, tensions, excitements, desires, lazinesses, quarrels, misunderstandings. Every of the samsara, other than Brahma pursuit, millions are involved in. You few people are. How wonderful by God's grace that the heart is seeking and intellect is trying and mind is feeling to understand the Atma Tattva, Brahma Tattva through the Vedanta Upanishad Shravanam. Very, 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 very great state of mind. This state of mind, which is with so much Shraddha, when it is helped by the subtle intellect, the single pointed intellect, it will carefully listen and notice and understand what therefore is mentioned. These 4 5 things are very crucial. फ्रॉम बिलो, ऊपर नीचे से अगर आप ऊपर जाओगे तो रूप नाम ज्ञात्र ज्ञेय ज्ञाना के रूप में सारा व्यवहार ब्रह्म ही कर रहा है. पॉइंट 1, ब्रह्म कोई भी रूप नाम के बिना नहीं रह सकता, ऐसा नहीं है. एवरी रूप नामा इन देम हैव ब्रह्म अलोन एज आत्मा. देन Brahman in himself has none of this Rupanama required to stay. In this way, the independence of Brahman, it is Brahman Soka Mayata Bhashyam Prajayeya, in that exuberance of his infinite power, he himself as if manifested in the form of the universe of such a big name and form, yet he has not suffered even a little of loss. What is our job? What's going on now? The absolute Brahman is forgotten or not seen. We are taking the non-independent Rupanama as a real. What is our job? The substratum, the Brahman has to be recognized. Then play the play of the Rupanama on the substratum Brahma. And this Rupanama get manifested is creation. When they got unmanifestation, it is dissolution. And in other texts, it is not said here because it is the highest sublime text. It will not touch those topics. The smaller text of the touch the topic key. It is Paramatma से जो जगत अनमैनिफेस्ट हो रहा है, अनमैनिफेस्ट था, मैनिफेस्ट हो रहा है, वो पहले कारण के रूप में व्यक्त होएगा, causal, then it becomes subtler, then becomes grosser. So the causal expression or existence of entire universe in Brahman is called as avyakta. Then when it expresses a subtle form, it is called as Mahat Tattva. Then when it expresses the gross form, it's called Virat Brahmanda. You understand? They are all the job of Puranas, etc. to talk. Upanishad need not explain all those things to us first. Not all technical processes. Upanishad says every Rupanama, Vesti Samasti, Sula Sukshma Karana are unmanifest in Brahman. At that time, Brahman alone is there. He alone desired to manifest them. When he expressed the desire, the manifestation happened. But the crucial point is, even though the Rupanama of infinite variety is manifest, the Brahman has not suffered even little. This is a knowledge basing on which, keeping away Rupanama, we have to discover that Brahman as ourself and realize what is said by Upanishad is correct, that I am that substratum in whose presence the world is coming and going, but none of it has any influence on me. That is called the Anubhuti of Brahmajnani. What is the Anubhuti of Jiva? In that Brahman, among millions of Upadis, one Upadi Tadatma Yukta, and for the sake of Sukha Bhoga of that one Upadi, the one who does all the things, said or not said, good or bad, and then goes through the continuous wave motion of Sukha Dukkha, he is called Jiva. He is Samsari. He is what we are right now. So such we, when through karma, bhakti, ashtanga, free our antakarana from our outer pushes and pulls. In that free antakarana, when we search out the truth, reality, the substratum, we discover Brahman. That Brahman is intact, immaculate, unborn, undying, unchangeable. But in him only, from him only, the entire unmanifest jagat, अव्यक्त अवस्था में जो था, gets manifested. If at all you see the creation and want an answer to it, want a relation between it and Brahma. So, this is how this subject becomes one of the most crucial, profound in Vedanta Shastra. So, ताभ्याम चोपादिभ्याम ज्ञातृ ज्ञेय ज्ञान शब्दार्थादि सर्वसम व्यवहार भाग, ultimately the Brahma eva. Therefore, every jiva is Brahma. Whether it is an ant, elephant, you and I human being, whether it is Yaksha, Kinnara, Kimpurusha, Siddha Charana, whether it is Devatas, there is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, whether it is other, whoever you imagine of, Rupa, Nama, all of that is Brahman only. Even the Jada Padarthas, everything is Brahman alone. There is no Vastu without Brahman as there an Atma. Every Vastu has in them the Atma Brahma only. In that Brahman, these are all manifested, imagined, projected. Our attention being on them, we have become so gross, therefore we are not able to see the subtlemost Brahman. Brahman is not an object. He is a pure subject and he is experiential. And the experience is Aham Sad Asmi, Aham Chid Asmi. And that is already going on actually. Nobody says I don't exist. I exist. Nobody says I'm not conscious. I'm conscious. Even when this body is left, still existence consciousness continues. This body alone I am, who thinks that entity continues to leave this body and enter into other body as long as it has got value given to its notions. When the notions of the jiva, that it is a jiva with the upadhis, is dropped, those notions are nothing but bundle of vasanas only, bundle of ignorances, bundle of impressions. When they are exhausted, when the notions go away, it is so clear that there is no jiva at all. What is there is Brahmanubhuti. Brahma and his manifestation of the world, in that millions jivas are there. Not one particular jiva is me. Is it not? I am the water. I as an ocean expresses so many waves. I am not one particular wave. When I take myself as one particular wave, then I have competition with other waves. I have the fear with the ocean. And I always forget that I am the water. That's called samsara. The ocean is Ishvara. The other waves are the other jivas. I, the wave, is myself, jiva. The water is Parabrahma. So I am water, Parabrahma, that is forgotten. I am afraid of the Ishvara. He will punish me because Papa Punya, the ocean. And I am also in always competition with the other waves, which are other jivas. And I myself am a wave or a jiva who has got a birth, who has got a modification, who will die. Therefore, the fear of birth, fear of modifications, fear of old age, fear of disease, fear of death, all that are, where are they? In the acceptance of the notional one waveness. Actually, what is there in every wave? Water only. Actually, what is there in every Panchakosha? Parabrahma only. But on Parabrahma, continuously modifying, dying, Panchakosha is only superimposed. It is only superimposition. Superimposition is only to look at. It is not real. But we are taking it as a real. No, no, that mirage water is only seen, but not real. When you take it as real, we run behind it. This is a crucial point. Don't catch it. Don't miss it, catch it. With whatever the glitter and says, with whatever the astonishment and wonderments, the Rupanamatmaka Jagat is seen on the Brahman. Only one thing we have to remember, don't forget, that they are not real. Like how much ever with colors and pomp and posh on the screen the movie is projected and you see that movie on that substratum called as the screen. Yet none of the events of the movie are real. That is called as mithyatva. You see, but it is not real. When you see and take it as real, it is samsara. When you see and don't take it as real, you are mukta. So then how to take it as unreal? What is real when we discover it? And realities cannot be two. Either Brahman is real or the Rupanama are real. Earlier we thought Rupanama real, therefore we ran behind it with Ragadvesha Samsara. Now we discovered Brahman as the reality. Then the Rupanama are only appearing but not real, they are mithya. And even for the appearance, there should be an adhishtanam. That adhishtanam is Brahman. Gold is the adhishtanam Brahman. Ornaments are appearances. How much ever you look at ornaments, you talk about them, you name them, yet with all that samyavahara of the names and forms of ornaments, none of them are actually real, independent. दिख रहे हैं लेकिन नहीं है. दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू सॉर्ट आउट. क्योंकि क्या है इज ब्रह्म. Brahman is one without second. He never goes through any modifications to become something. Then where from all these Rupanama? There are only appearances. They may have Vyavaharik Satta, Vyavaharik utility, and yet they are not. This is what is Vedanta. I am a jiva. I have a pranamaya kosha. I felt thirsty. I went to a river, took a lota, took water and drank. This is what Vyavahara. In Vyavahara, all this is true. Be attentive. Behind the river, behind the water of river, behind that lota, behind me, behind my own pranamaya kosha, behind my thirst, as the Atma to all of them, Brahman alone is there. In Brahman, none of them are there. Therefore, there is no thirst, there is no going to river, there is no taking the water and drinking, etc. If you can sort out this very sublime thought, we are catching Vedanta. That is why the drushti is on Satchidananda Brahma, nothing other than it. The moment the Savadhani Hati, the drushti from Parabrahma is brought out, immediately the Rupanama Atmaka world is appearing, glittering, very attractive, real, makes us enchanted, and we run behind it. Samsari. It's just like put off the TV, nothing. Calm, quiet. The moment put on, immediately the projected movie, is it not creating thoughts in us? Immediate. Then you put off it, is nothing. So when the projection is there, whole world is taken so serious. Projection is rejected. What is there is pure Brahman. So the last question therefore is, do you take Nama and Rupa as reality? Then you have not got the wisdom that the Brahman is substratum. Then, if you take Rupanama as unreal, then you get a capacity to inquire the Brahman. When you discover the Brahma Tattva, from that standpoint, it is true that Rupanama actually don't exist but appear whenever they appear. And they are not independent. Brahman is independent. And anytime, remember, whichever appears is being unreal, one need not worry so seriously about it. The waves are appearance and water. Million waves came and went away. That's a continuous phenomena. So to on Parabrahma, the infinite Rupanama and Srishtis are manifesting, investing and dissolving. Therefore, they are not real, one need not worry. And what is the whole problem? To a particular set of upadhis, giving undue value or importance. And the undue value important to a particular set of hadiths is given through the medium of these two words, which Bhagavan Rama said yesterday, ahanta and mamata. Sort it out. When I drop ahanta, mamata with one particular upadhi, I get the capacity to see that substratum which is behind all upadhis. That one substratum alone, through the upadhis or conditionings, as if appearing as many. Neither conditions are real nor the appearance is real. Reality alone is real. With this contemplation again and again to the appearing names and forms, when you reduce the value given, already samsara is going away. And we identify with that substratum Brahman, already the Sukha Shanti is coming to us. When these two efforts reach to their pinnacle stage, where the entire Rupanama is rejected as unreal and pure Brahman is experienced, we are in a state of moksha. Think about it. Once we got to that experience of Atmanubhuti, then the Rupanama may come and go, may manifest and unmanifest. How we don't value it. Lord, may Lord and Gurus bless us to catch this deep knowledge at this very moment without delay. And this very moment, may we get the ability to reject all the Rupanama, Stula, Sukshma, Karana, Veshti and Samashti only as a manifestation, imagination, mithya. And in the devaluing of them, may we all have the ability, capacity to recognize and identify with the substratum, the Parabrahma. Therefore, that subtler than the subtlest cause of all causes, Brahman I am. Not I am. Identified one particular set of upadhi called this Panchakosha and suffering these limitations, wanting to be, wanting to become infinite. All that can never happen in the ignorance. Remaining as Jiva, wanting to be happy, continuous, is impossible task. Dissolving the Jiva Bhava and discovering Brahmanubhava is the only way to fulfill this ambition of always being in happy without any conditions. Mm. So this is what? Soka nahi. Sokamayata bahusyam prajayeya इति. देखो कितने विषय इसमें हमको स्पष्टता से आज के दिन जानकारी में आ रहे. These 3 years of our struggle has led to the concentration and ability to register these beautiful thoughts. Yet, again, when we go out of class, these things go away. We take Rupanam as real, and all our suppressed Ragadvesha come out, we become samsara. When through Viveka, there also we get separated, detached. And these hours of contemplation, when we increase, then the world and worldliness gets reduced in our life. Brahma Chintana grows in our life. Finally, for a few months or years, sit totally giving up all Vyavahara, only in trying to discover the essence, the Brahman. Once that is touched, the Brahman, and with repeated sittings, one is established in it, thereafter, none of the perceptions of the seen world can delude him. Because on the seat of meditation, transcending all Rupanama, transcending all the Upadhi, the Brahman is recognized, Brahman is experienced, and established in that Brahman as an Atma. इतना वो पक्का होने के बाद, like a 30-year service as a doctor, पक्का होने के बाद, he has no doubt that he is a doctor and not a lawyer or engineer. In the same way, through repeated meditations, when we touch the truth, the reality, the core, the self, the Brahman, and experience it, it doesn't go away. Then after he gets Utthana, he may get the Upadhis to transact, interact in the world, but he knows neither the world interacted nor the Upadhis are real. What is real is Brahman only. In the Ishwarecha, if he had to get out of his dhyana samadhi sthiti, Vyuttan कहते हैं उसको, and I have to serve the world, then that will happen. But it doesn't stop him from experiencing his selfhood. That Jivan Mukta is like it. Jivan Mukta also was like us once upon a time in the Muda, Kshipta, Vikshipta Bhumikas, like we are all now. But he, through guidance of gurus and all, for hundreds of lives, he brought his chitta to Ekagra Bhumi, which you and are trying now. With that Ekagra Bhumika chitta, that Jnani at that time did this Vedanta Vichara. And the Vedanta Vichara in its depth removed the notion of reality given to all Upadhi and Upadhi perceiving world of names and forms. After that, the search for truth has become easier because all the attractions have gone away, because the upadhis and namarupa are devalued as unreal. Because the obstructions not there, the Brahma Anveshana easily led him to Brahma Jnanam, leading to Brahma Anubhuti. Then when he looks back from Brahma Anubhuti, only two things. I am myself, one without second, or my alone self alone is in the form of the world. I myself am in the form of the entire universe, which I again, not again, Jiva I. Okay, I the Brahman. And that I is expressing is this one upadhi also. He uses this upadhi only. He expresses through this upadhi. Yet that expression through this upadhi doesn't condition him. Like out of 10 actors, one person takes one role. He expresses that through role, but he need not get bound by it. It's a part of total natakam. Okay. Now imagine behind all those artists, one self only is there, and that one self is realized by any of that one artist. How he does? He expresses through all characters. More specifically, he expresses through this particular Panchakosha character. Yet he is none of them, nor any of them are hiding his real reality. That is how a Brahmagnani, though he is Brahmanubhava, therefore everything is oneself, and yet in the Vyavahara, the other Upadhis are there apart from him. He uses this upadhi and he plays the nataka of any of the transaction vyavahara with that. And all of that he knows has no purpose. There's nothing to lose, nothing to gain there, because that which is to be gained is already gained. That will come in the subsequent chants, subsequent bhashyam and mantra. Such is called a Leela. Leela is that where there is no purpose to be gained. There is nothing to be gained or lost. It's only expression of the infinite power. That's it. When I express my power for my entertainment, I am not bound. Only when I take somebody as real other than me and compare and feel I am low, then I try to pull that person down or I try to become bigger than him. In pure Brahma, that sense of otherness, separation is not at all there. Therefore, the starting point that somebody is other than me, greater than me, I have to pull him down or I have to become greater than him, that never comes only. That thought only never comes. That is the beauty. It's just a beginning. We have started the contemplation on the Brahma Swarupa thanks to our great Taittiriya Upanishad as well as Vyasa Bhagavan, the Bhashyakara. Okay, one more thought today. Little heavy it is. We just touch it. Everything is heavy only from now onwards. Therefore, come with calm, quiet, fresh mind and just be a sannyasi for this 1.5 hour. Never have relation with any object or person or position. Only one relation, relativity. I am a seeker of truth through the study of Upanishad with Bhashyam. ये वाला स्पेसिफिक आइडेंटिटी लेकर आकर सुनते हैं तो स्पष्ट रूप से समझ में आता है. The second topic is it is over. The three words are explained. So kamayata bahusyam prajayeya iti. These are over. Now the next words which are to be this subtly understood in the sixth Anuvaka are सतपोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा इदगं सर्वमसुजत यदिदं किञ्च तत्सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशतो तदनुप्रविश्य सच्चत्यच्चाभवत् निरुक्तं च निरुक्तं च निलयनं च निलयनं च विज्ञानं च विज्ञानं च सत्यं चानृतं च सत्यमभवत् यदिदं किञ्च तत्सत्यमित्याचक्षते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति. In these lines, 1 or 2 or 3, 4 are very simpler ones, remaining are to be contemplated on. Now the first word is satapotapyata is to be understood. Luckily, Telugu people are studying Mundaka. This has come there. Therefore, it becomes easier for them. We also contemplate with the help of Shankara Bhashya. We will also understand. Now, what is the focus ours now? To understand the sentence Satapo tapyata satapastaptva idagam sarvam asrujata yedidam kincha ityadi. उसमें का सबसे पहले सतपो तप्यता. Now that Parabrahma has done tapasya. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of tapasya for you and I? Is it not the tapasya for you and I are to give up something on which we have mamata, which is other than us? Is it not? And also give up some slavery uh, on some of the objects through the upadhi or troubling the upadhis. These are our tapasyas, like climbing the mountain where the Lord is there. So, the physical tapasya it is. So too, one full day upavasam. So not consuming the food. This is an upavasa, tapasya. Other day, absolute mauna, not at all talking. This is our tapasya. So we have this type of upadhiyukta, vastiyukta tapasyas. That is what tapasya for us. Now sitting 1 hour, studying Shastra, listening it, all are tapasyas. Any hard work done with upadhis is tapasya. सो सुख भोग को त्यागना तपस्या है, कष्ट को उठाना तपस्या है ना? In that scorching heat, keeping four agnis, all the four places, doing is tapasya. Standing on one leg is tapasya. So how many tapasyas? We have these many. But can any of these tapasyas possible to Brahman? Think about it. He has no indriyas to do the indriya sambandhi tapasya. Like vag indriya hai, so I will not talk tapasya he can do. In the same way, same tongue indriya is there, then he will say ki for 1 week I will not eat sweets. That tapasya he can do of niyantrana of the indriyas. The tapasya of niyantrana of the mana, tapasya of keeping away the objects. When can he do? When he has indriyas, when he has mana, when there is an object other than him and he is slave to that. So none of these things, upadhis and the objects of perception being there, not there in Brahma, his is not the tapasya like our tapasya. But Shruti Mata said Satapaho tapyata. Then what could be his tapasya? Whatever he has, that alone is his tapasya. And what has he got? He has the Jnapti with him, the Jnana Sarupata with him. Therefore, Bhagavan's tapasya is Jnanam only. Therefore, Satapotapyata is the mantra of the Upanishad, sixth Anuvaka. What Bhashyakara writes to us for us is कि सह आत्मा एवं कामः सन तपः अतप्यता. That Atma, which is Akashadi का भी कारण है, एवं कामः सन, in this way having desired, so कामयता बहुश्याम प्रजायेय, having desired in this way, evam kama san tapaha atapyata, he did tapasya. Listen carefully. Now, tapaha iti jnanam uchyate. Here the tapasya Brahman is not like our tapasyas which we already said. No, here the jnanam alone is tapasya. Can you quote easily any of the Shastra to justify it? Oh, why not? Our Telugu people are studying that Mundaka Upanishad. In that, the last mantra of the first Kanda, first Mundaka, he says, कि यः सर्वज्ञः सर्ववितो यस्य ज्ञानमयं तपः तस्मादेतद् ब्रह्मनाम रूपमन्नं च जायते. That is there. Therefore, yasya jnanamayam tapaha is another Shruti saying, therefore, Parabrahma's tapasya is not a Dehendra Mana Buddhi Samadhi tapasya like you and I Jiva, because he has none of them. What he has got? The jnana. Therefore, what is his tapasya? Jnanamayam tapaha. So, yasya jnanamayam tapaha iti Shrutyantaraatu. Other Shruti said, the jnanam alone, Paramatma's tapasya. Okay, now it will be explained. Apta kamatvat cha itarasya asambhavah eva tapasaha. So, anybody who is not apta kama, not having fulfilled all desires, some desires are there for him to fulfill. Therefore, he does tapaha, different types of. But Paramatma ka to apta kama hai. There is no desire in him to gain. Therefore, other tapasyas which are done by other human beings to fulfill the desires, he need not do. Then what is left for him is only the Jnanamaya tapaha. We all are doing Karmamaya tapaha, Vyavaharamaya tapaha, Upadhi Sambandhi tapaha. Because each and through this tapasya, we have something to gain only. Some kamana is there of the something other than. बट इनका कोई ऐसा है ही नहीं है, अनाप्त काम नहीं है, ये आप्त काम है. तो आप्त काम के लिए दूसरे जीवों की तरह शारीरिक, मानसिक, वाचिक इत्यादि तपस्याएं करने का जरूरत नहीं. बट श्रुति माता सेड सतपोतप्यता. Therefore, what can be tapasya? Jnanameva. Now comes the next point. Very simple, very direct, very beautiful. What sort of jnana is tapasya? This is what he said in the next line. Ki tat tapaha atapyata taptavan. So he did the tapasya. His tapasya is jnana. And what is the Jnanamaya Tapasya the Brahman has done? Is Srujyamana Jagat Rachana Adi Vishayam Aloshanam Akarodu Atma Ityartaha. So the would-be Jagat which he wants to project, about that he did Alochana, he did contemplation. That's it. With the Jnana, he did the tapasya of the contemplation of the world which is going to be manifested in him. That is what his Jnanamayan Tapaha. It has little more to discuss. Tomorrow we'll study it there. Then we go to the next one. Satapas Tattwa Idagam Sarvam. What is the Idam Sarvam Asujata? Yudidam Kincha. Then the big discussion is on Tat Sruštva Tadeva Anupravishata. One day full it will consume for us to explain. So he did the desire. What sort of desires? Bhashyam. What are the subtleties in that? Prajaya. What is the meaning of it? Satavo, Tapyata, what it is. So the literal meaning of sentences look to be so obvious. But if you take those obvious meanings, then the Brahma also is taken as Jiva like you and me. But Brahma is not a Baddha Jiva, is a Moksha, Mukta. Therefore, the words being the same, the meaning of that words for the Brahman has to be understood as different. Not the same meaning as we have for those words for us. That's what is the help or blessing of Bhagavan Adi Shankara to explain the simply seeming Upanishad words whose meaning we misinterpret as we know the Vyavaharic meaning. He comes to give us the subtle meanings there. And he quotes wherever the quotations are required. So here, Satapo Tapyata. And what is this tapasya? Jnanam. Why the other Upanishad said, Yastu Jnanamayan Tapaha. He cannot do other tapasyas because other tapasyas are done by others, those who have upadhis. Other tapasyas are done by others, those who have anapta kama. He is nirupadika and he is apta kama. Therefore, he cannot have any other tapasya. If at all he has tapasya, it is Jnanamaya only. And he has a tapasya because Shruti Mata herself said, Satapo Tapyataha. See how when we try to bring our intellect to this listening, how many subtle understandings are coming. But this intellect was so far lost in the mana and indriyas, in the pursuit of the delusory objects of the world, which on the name of giving us happiness, sukha, were always enslaving us only. And we were never understanding that we were never getting sukha, but we were only enslaved by them. That non-understanding is called as moha, and therefore running behind them continuously is called vyamoha. And this moha vyamoha were born because we didn't pause to use our intellect to contemplate. And that's because we never realized we have an intellect and we are given that by the Lord specially to use it for contemplation. And the contemplation cannot be taught to us by any worldly people. They only tell us how to fulfill the desires, how to be objective, how to run into the world. Only Guru and Shastra will help us to use the intellect for the purpose for which it is given, called as contemplation on the reality and on the unreal things. In that heat of contemplation, किसका क्या मजाल हिम्मत औकात है पता चलता है. And in that Brahman alone is real. The Rupa Nama can never exist independent of Brahman. So that is how evening class avichara krutaha bandhaha vicharena nivartayeta. The non-contemplation created every sort of bondage goes away through contemplation. When we discover this substratum in the light of which everything which was appearing problematic and miserable has no existence at all, then how can it make me miserable? दुनिया है ही नहीं हकीकत में. How it can trouble me? The snake is not at all there. How it can frighten me? Think about it. This is Vedanta. This is pure Vedanta. Contemplate on that. Realize it. And wherever such sentences are there in Upanishads or Purana Itihasa, all that is Vedanta. Whoever are talking this language means they have studied under some guru this knowledge in this or other life. You and I also have to start thinking, contemplating more and more in these lines only. Let us no more give value, reality to either the upadhis or the upadhi pursuing world of names and forms, etc. Else we continue to be a samsari only. See, 1 hour when we are deeply in this contemplative mood, where is the mind, where are the senses, where are the perceptions, where are the desires, where are desire prompted actions, where are the karma phala, where is the frustration because of karma phala, क्योंकि वो जो हमने मांगा उतना नहीं आया या दूसरों को देना पड़ा. Where is all this samsara? That samsara we will do now after the class. It is by our own choice. Wherein we become Jiva, we give reality to the Upadhis, we take the world as real, and then we allow the mind to project desires, and we plan for the desire prompted activity. We run for it. Some result will come with our action, and you are not satisfied with that, then become miserable, and then go for other desire. चलता ही रहता है संसार. This we are able to analyze this way as a result of our 3 years of consistency, regularity to our classes. Now the Bhagavan is giving us that deep, subtle understanding. You have continued, therefore you are able to catch it. Those who are discontinuous, then they are left at that level of immaturity or maturity only. So we pray for them because they get some guru in their life, they get guided. After all, first of all, every jiva should get guided by some or the other Mahatma Guru to recognize his own essential self to be Brahma. इट्स अगेन हमारा अभी शुरुआत हुआ, अभी एक्चुअल हो की अभी तक तैयारियां हो रहे थे. नाउ गाड़ी में बैठकर चलना शुरू की. चलना इज नॉट रीच्ड, रीचिंग रीच होने तक चलना ही चलना एंड रीच होना. कीप ऑन मूविंग टिल वी रीच. Everyday contemplation of truth. And sometimes that bouts of thoughts come that the world is unreal, mithya, I should not run behind it. Encourage them, strengthen them. Let that fire of knowledge burn away our desires, expectations from the world, which are just creating samsara. Is it not? There's nothing to be gained or lost in the world. Only the self is lost because of ignorance. It is to be gained with knowledge. That's it. And that which is lost because of ignorance is never lost. That which is gained with knowledge is never gained. Already we have seen jnana ajnana adhinatvad prapti apraptyoho brahmanaha. Darshana darshana apekshatvad brahmanaha prapti aprapti. In the beginning only. Brahmavidapnoti param में हमने देखा वहाँ. So tomorrow this one we will discuss little more कि Satapotappyata, then Satapastaptva, then Idagam Sarvam Asujata, Yedidam Kincha, Tat Sushtva Tadevanu Pravishat. This Tatruštva Tadevanu Pravishat takes 1 or 2 days for us to patiently discuss. Let us do it. Thank you. We'll stop here. Om 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुति मात्रे नमः. श्री वेद व्यास वैशंपायने अग्निवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः. अस्मद् गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम तत्सत्. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Thank you. Just stay for 2 minutes. Wait for 2 minutes.